Hello. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Where is everybody? Where are you guys viewing us from? I'd be curious to know. We get people from all over the country. We have another field trip starting soon.
Can everyone hear us okay?
Hopefully you can hear us. If not, let us know. Tooele, Sophia, thank you. All right, fantastic. Taylorsville, thank you, Kim. Julie down by Trolley Square. Matt Bates. Nice. All right. Well, hello, everybody. I'm Brad in the marketing department here at Utah's Hogle Zoo. Thanks for tuning in. We sure appreciate everybody taking time out of their valuable days to join us, to hear a little bit more about the animal kingdom, a little bit more about what we're all doing up here at the zoo while we're closed during this period of time. Thanks to everybody for tuning in. I see you guys scrolling through. As always, we appreciate your questions and comments, especially from the smaller tykes. So keep those questions and comments coming. Very exciting Facebook Live planned for you today, because guess what today is, everybody? We're going to party for the planet. Today is Earth Day. Happy Earth Day, this April 22nd. And not only is it Earth Day 2020, but 2020 is also the 50th anniversary of the very first Earth Day that occurred in April of 1970. Now, I'm old enough to remember that first Earth Day, I hate to admit. And I remember what a big deal it was in 1970. I was in junior high, and we all rallied around this cool new event. Well, as important as it was 50 years ago, guess what? It's even more important today to take care of Mother Earth and do everything we can to reduce, reuse, and recycle. Got some very special guests for us on this Earth Day. We got Janice from our animal care team, and even more so, we got over here. Who is this, Janice? Who are we looking at?
This is Lemon. Lemon has been with us a long time at the zoo. He is one of our spider monkeys. Lemon is approximately 42 years old.
42 years old.
Yeah, so we
wow.
definitely take great care of our primates, because you'd be surprised at how old they could get.
Lemon's a favorite here at the zoo, not just with our guests, but she's a favorite among staff as well. I've known Lemon for all of my time here at the zoo, and she is indeed a favorite of mine. And she's doing well. Now, we saw her, I keep saying she. We saw him eating earlier today, and what does it take to care for our two spider monkeys? We have Ebony here somewhere as well.
Yeah, Ebony is, I think she's watching the howler monkeys.
Oh, gotcha.
I see her all the way over there.
She might come join us, we'll see. She's also another fan favorite. Yeah, they're quite vocal, and so when they do see some of their friends or the visitors and guests that frequent a lot, and they might recognize them, they actually do really cute vocalizations.
They do.
And it's kind of like a greeting that just says, "Hi, how are you?" So for caring for colobus, is a little bit more difficult than you might think. Or pardon me, colobus, the spider monkeys. They have a special diet. They get fruits and vegetables only, and they get this chow, which it's a biscuit, and it kind of has all the vitamins and minerals that they need. It keeps them very healthy. We also have excellent health care at the zoo, because we have our own veterinarians that work very closely with us. We also do, I think he's going to have a nap here. We also do a lot of training with them, so that you know, if we need to see into their mouths, or possible injection, or getting them into a crate, keepers can do that using positive reinforcement. And so we work really closely with them, although we never go in with them. We work quite closely with them to be able to monitor their health every single day. And we also like to provide them with a lot of fun things and enrichment and stuff like that. It keeps their brains, keeps them active, keeps them, they're foraging for food. It helps them You have to manipulate food. Maybe if it's in a boomer ball, which you'll see in Colobus. But yeah, they like to work for food. And so we might give them some puzzle feeders and stuff like that. And it just kind of keeps them stimulated, because what they're going to do in the wild is spend a lot of time foraging for food. And here, we just want to try to keep them active throughout the day. And so they have to look for their food as well.
So he gets snacks and then a nap. What a life, right?
And soak it up in the sun. It's ideal.
We're getting a lot of people tuning in who love lemon. They're saying, hi, lemon. We miss lemon. All of you folks out there tuning in who love lemon, or ebony for that matter, how about making a donation to the zoo? It would sure go a long way to helping us. Thank you, Kara, for your donation. Growing up, I always loved, monkeys, and my favorite species of monkey was always spider monkeys. Where are spider monkeys found in the world?
They are called New World primates, so that means they are from Central and South America.
Now, tell us a little bit about New World versus Old World. I think that's a fascinating topic.
Right, so it works perfect that we have some side by side. So the spider monkeys being New World monkeys, their noses are a little bit different. You can see their nostrils a little bit more. They also have prehensile tails. Does anybody know what prehensile tails means?
Hey, that's a great question to ask our viewers. Hey, does anybody know what a prehensile tail is? What does that mean? You've heard that term. We'll give people some seconds to reply. That's your question for the day, gang.
Yeah.
What is a prehensile tail compared to just a regular tail?
Right.
That's great. So let me see some of these questions rolling in.
The Old World monkeys do not have.
Thank you, Ashley. That's right. And, short, if any, tails, right? Old World monkeys, they have short.
Old World, some of them, like a stump-tailed macaque, has
There
very
you go.
minimal tails. But when you're going to see our colobus, you'll see how they have such a long, big, beautiful tail.
Indeed. Oh, Christina, a prehensile tail allows them to hold on to trees and limbs.
Exactly. So it's almost like another appendage. It helps them hang on. So it's great for locomotion. Maybe they want to hold some food in it. Whereas with the New World or the Old World monkeys, there's a lot more for balance and stuff like that, for jumping through the trees. The spider monkeys usually brachiate or swing through the trees.
So really the best way to determine a New World versus an Old World is by the prehensile tail, the existence of a prehensile tail or not.
Not true.
Okay, what?
You can also have callitrichids, which are tamarins and marmosets. They don't have prehensile tails.
There you go.
There's also squirrel monkeys. They don't have prehensile tails.
Oh.
Yeah, so a lot of interesting facts, especially between all the species of primates. There's so many.
It's so fascinating. It really
I'm not
is.
sure if you can hear in the background, Ebony's talking.
Oh, that's Ebony.
That's Ebony talking back there.
Might not hear it through the mics, but I can hear it over here.
Yeah.
Now, Janice, why don't we just cross the pathway here?
Sure.
And these guys are well loved too.
Mm-hmm.
And we've got right here, who is this we're looking at?
So this is our latest pride and joy. Her name is Pepper. She's about 6 months old. This is our troop of colobus monkeys.
Pepper is just adorable.
So Pepper has her own unique story. I know we've had a Facebook Live about her before, but
Right.
just to keep you updated, Pepper was born to Sophia, but Sophia was a first-time mom. And sometimes first-time moms are not sure exactly what to do with a baby. This happens in the wild, happens in captivity. It's not uncommon. So what happened is we came in and found Pepper one morning. Oh, and that is actually her mom. And
Oh, it
these are
is.
some nice interactions, because before her mom was a little bit nervous of her, wasn't sure what to do. So as keepers and as our primate team, we stepped in and we raised Pepper. We had to stay with Pepper 24 hours a day, make sure she got her bottles, enough nutrition. And primates, they really need their mothers and their family groups. It's very important for them for social learning, just to identify as a primate and learn everything they need to know. So we had to do that as keepers. We would make sure she could cling to us and she would be able to locomote. We built her, we had a separate little area where she lived beside her family, but we were her parents, and so we made
Thank you,
sure
Sherry.
to have the same environment that her parents were in.
Quite an effort is involved, 24/7. It really is an incredible accomplishment to get Pepper to where she is today, thriving, doing well in the troop. And credit to you, Janice, and the rest of the team, Aaron and the team, just an incredible accomplishment. And we've been as a staff, we've been following her accomplishment all year since she was born. And it really is remarkable because there's never any guarantees.
Right, and
Right.
what we wanted to be very sure of was that she remained a monkey. So
Exactly.
we didn't want to, baby her or turn her into
Thank
a
you,
little
Mary.
human. We wanted to make sure she was still going to be a monkey. So when we reintroduced her to her family, she would know how to act. And it was very, very important for us.
Now let's talk a little bit about primates, because we've gotten questions for some other species that we've done lives around. They do not make good pets,
No, that's
right? Whether
definite.
colobus, any primate.
Any primate. And that was something I touched on a little bit with Pepper. We needed to make sure she could grow up to be a monkey, and so it was our goal to get her in as soon as possible. That wasn't a choice to take her out to raise her. It was in an emergency situation where we had to do that. Otherwise, you always want to leave the babies with the mothers in the family group. They get the proper nutrition, they learn proper behaviors, even physical characteristics and physical behaviors that they do, their actions. If Pepper were starting to do these funny behaviors like a human, then her mom would look at her and say, "Hey, you're strange, you're not a monkey."
Oh.
So we wanted to really make sure that she knew monkey behaviors and monkey vocalizations, and so that's another reason why it was important to keep her close to her family.
Now, people are asking a lot, which is a great question, about the types of enrichment that they get and what do they do all day, how do they play. We do have some pieces of enrichment out right now. Why don't you explain kind of what those are and how those work?
Oh, those are our little boomer balls, and they have a ball inside, and they are painted especially for Earth Day. And thank you to our volunteers who did that. So what we would do is you would just hide some peanuts, colobus like peanuts, and so we'd hide some peanuts in there. And like I was saying earlier with the spider monkeys, you hide some food in there, and it kind of mentally stimulates them. They're naturally foraging animals. So what they do is they're going to look around the exhibit for food. And this was just one of the ways we put their food out today.
So I'm guessing they already found all the peanuts.
Yeah, we were a little late.
Oh,
Yeah, they came out and got them right away.
they do love their peanuts. Now, where are colobus
Colobus
found?
are
Where are
an
they
African
native to?
species. They're
African?
more equatorial Africa.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, several different species of black and white colobus. And our troop leader up there, he has his back to us, is Sifu.
Okay.
So he's the father of Pepper.
Oh,
And the one that Pepper's spending the most time with right now is Violet.
this guy right there, gang.
And so Violet and her daughter Dahlia came to us last summer, and it was kind of it was a blessing in disguise, because Violet, who is a very good mother, ended up really wanting Pepper.
Oh.
So it really helped us with the introduction, that Violet would try to pick up Pepper and carry her and all those things. So she made a big difference in our success too.
Now, is that Violet right
that's
there? Who's
Violet.
with
Violet
Pepper?
is with Pepper.
Uh-huh,
And then
that's what I
Dahlia
thought.
is being crazy.
Dahlia is almost 2 years old, so she is a lot of fun.
Wow.
Dahlia's great fun.
People are commenting on how beautiful their tails are.
Right.
Just
They are,
gorgeous.
aren't
And does the black, here's another question that somebody asked, does the black and white coloring help them camouflage in the wild, or?
I wouldn't say that, especially
yeah.
because of how the coat flows, and it's very
Thank
beautiful.
you, Cole.
And that actually is almost a detriment to the colobus, because what
I
happens
wondered.
in poaching and whatnot is sometimes they look at that and see how beautiful that coat is, and they're like, "Oh, we as humans, we want it." So, and that leads to poaching.
Oh, sure.
And
Yeah.
then that also leads to the pet trade, where someone might come in and, maybe poach some of these monkeys and then keep the babies for pets.
Now, Nash and Presley, age 10 and 6, are asking what they eat in the wild.
Colobus are leaf-eating monkeys. They're
Leaf
very,
eaters.
very special stomachs for that. They will eat leaves and bark and shoots, sometimes berries, but mostly leaves. And so here at the zoo, we give them a lot of romaine lettuce, some kale, spinach, different types of greens and celery. We just want to make sure, we try our best to mimic the diet in the wild.
It's probably a lot more nutritious than those too, than just regular leaves like kale and all that for them.
Well, it would definitely, and that does happen in captivity, is sometimes our monkeys are a little too healthy. Because they do get a lot of good nutrition at the zoo.
Now,
So we do have to be careful how much we feed them, because we don't want to overfeed them. And especially when we like to train them or give them treats like peanuts, we don't want to give too many.
that's a good point. That's a good point.
Someone's curious about their endangered status. Are they endangered? Are they threatened? What's their status? You know?
Colobus monkeys, they're not threatened. I think endangered. I apologize, I didn't catch up on my numbers.
Thank you, Troy.
But yes, with most primate species, they're endangered. Some are critically endangered. Some are vulnerable, based on the species.
Look at Pepper's little face.
Pepper is gonna start having a nap here. She's curled up in the sun.
Oh.
So what happens with the colobus is they tend to eat so much of this leafy material that they spend a lot of time resting. So if you're coming to look for a bunch of activity, colobus will be active more so in the morning, because once they eat quite a bit, they definitely are going to have a nap. They like to take long naps. But I could, yeah, Ebony's still chatting over
Yeah,
there.
why don't we, can we walk around and get a little
Sure.
bit of Ebony?
Sure, we
Let's
can go
walk
see what
around.
Ebony is up to. I can give you, here's a little fact about primates and why they are so special to the earth and why we need to keep primates protected. So when primates eat a lot of fruit and berries and stuff like that, and in the wild, those fruits and berries and stuff have seeds inside. So what happens is we call them natural seed dispersers, because primates, when they eat the fruit, the seeds come out. Well, they're going to be coming out in their feces, and then what happens is they travel through the forest and deposit seeds throughout the forest, and that just helps. It helps stimulate the growth of forests.
That's so fascinating. So in their own way, and this is true with other animals as well, they do their job in taking care of Mother Earth by spreading seeds and being really pollinators, if you want to look at it that way. And folks, we want to encourage all of you to maybe put together a pollinator garden in your yard. There's instructions on the internet how to do that. It really makes a huge difference. And quite frankly, they're beautiful, attracting insects and bees. We're doing a lot up here. Even though we're closed, we have much going on today, with some work being done down in Emigration Creek, and some things that you guys can do to help us down at the Jordan River as well. So go to our website to learn more about how you can help the zoo with our many conservation efforts. We love Earth Day. We call it Party for the Planet, and we've held events over the years. So much going on. Please spend part of today learning more about the importance of Earth Day in your world and how it can impact all that we do. Thanks to everybody for their donations. These guys are just some of our favorites. Come see them at Primate Forest once we reopen. Lemon, Ebony, all of our wonderful colobus, of course, the incredible Janice. Thank you for your time today.
You're very welcome.
It turned out to be a lovely day. It rained earlier here in northern Utah, but it's beautiful now.
It's true, and the primates, they don't love the rain. So they probably would have wanted to stay inside.
Wet fur is probably
So
not
we
fun.
timed that just right.
It's perfect, yeah, especially now when Lemon's out here sunning himself. It's warm. They really, really enjoy it.
Ebony's being antisocial.
She is. She had a lot to say. But
Lemon is a ham for sure. We're right next to the lions over here at Lions Hill. So, hey, we're keeping things up and operating here at Hogle Zoo, folks. Hopefully it won't be much longer before we reopen and you can come say hi to Lemon, come say hi to Pepper. But I would guess most of you have not even met Pepper yet, right? Because when we closed, she was not on public display. So definitely make a plan when we reopen to come introduce yourself to Pepper. I know she'd love to see you. Of course, Ebony and Lemon are here as well. Primate Forest is a wonderful exhibit here at the zoo. It's been open, about 25 years or so. So come join us once we open, and thank you to everybody for your donations today. If you love spider monkeys like I do, and if you love colobus like I do, please make a donation to the zoo. It goes a long way in helping us. There's also some original art available on the zoo website, both from our animals and from the zoo's art director. So take a look at that. We sure appreciate it and all that you guys are doing to support us during this time. Until tomorrow, and we'll have another Facebook field trip planned for you. Thanks for tuning in again. This is Brad in the marketing department, reminding all of you to please be champions for wildlife, and we'll see you then. Take care now. Bye-bye.